How long have you been here? I don't know, it's hard to say. You know, time passes differently here in the TVA. What does that mean? You'll catch up.
Time works differently in the quantum realm.
I'm sorry, that must have been a very long 5 years.
Yeah, but that's just it. It wasn't. For me, it was 5 hours. See, the rules of the quantum realm aren't like they are up here. Everything is unpredictable.
Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be my brand new Loki video all about the Time Variance Authority, the Timekeepers, and their connection to the quantum realm in the MCU. A lot of you have been asking if the TVA is just secretly inside the quantum realm this whole time because of the way that time works. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs and connections tying them both together, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, I'm doing videos for all the episodes. Be sure to subscribe to get them. We're also doing a giveaway for Disney Plus memberships. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and just post all your theories in the comments below. Careful for spoilers for everything that's happened on Loki so far if you haven't seen the episodes. But there are a lot of Easter eggs, references, and characters connecting the Loki series to the Quantum Realm and Ant-Man 3 Quantumania, which will revolve around the Quantum Realm even more as a plot device. During Ant-Man and the Wasp and Avengers Endgame, Marvel sort of canonized the Quantum Realm quantum energy as the key to time travel in the MCU. Then during Loki episode 1, when he's getting this grand tour, the TVA sees this wide shot of the city. It seemingly defies a lot of the laws of physics as he knows its scientific principles, and not too dissimilar from the tiny-sized quantum city that we get a peek at during Ant-Man and the Wasp in the quantum realm when Janet Van Dyne and Hank Pym are flying away. Mobius tells him that time moves differently here in the TVA. He's referring to the actual building, the space where the Citadel exists, and later he shows Loki some of their technology he uses to manipulate time travel in specific ways, like their TemPads that they use to open portals anywhere in space and time. Think of them as being like the iPhone version of Iron Man's time travel pad in Avengers Endgame, just a much more advanced miniaturized version of that. They also have those smaller personal devices they use for controlling time for specific individuals when they're processing time criminals. Like we see during episode 1, they bind them to those collars. They mostly use that for comedy with Hunter B-15 later, but it's just an example of how advanced their control of time manipulation has gotten in the distant future. During Avengers Endgame, Ant-Man tells the Avengers about how time moves differently inside the quantum realm. The 5 years between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame was only 5 hours for him. Mobius, all the TVA agents, the Hunters, Ravonna Renslayer, the judges, the librarian, even Casey, everyone at the TVA seemingly lives for hundreds, if not thousands of years, based on Sylvie's explainer 2 in the last episode. During Loki episode 3, she said that she had to go back 100 years in Hunter C-20's mind to find a memory of her life on Earth, and she seems like one of the younger Hunters. And in that memory from 100 years ago, it looked like present-day Earth. So that confirms a couple things. Not only the way time moves differently for everyone, effectively slowing or even stopping the aging process, but also that the TVA has to wipe or block people's memories on the regular to make them forget that they're all variants from alternate timelines that the Timekeepers erased. That's the whole reason why Mobius doesn't remember leaving the other rings on Renslayer's table when she yells at him, because he's had his mind wiped multiple times, probably for several reasons. Probably because he'd started to get suspicious about the secret of the Timekeepers, but also just in general, everybody, as I said, probably has their mind wiped on the regular just to make them forget about their own relative age and the passage of time. It's like the old trick casinos play on people to get more money out of you. They purposefully avoid having visible clocks or reference to what time it is. If you're not aware of how much time has gone by, minutes turn into several hours, and potentially they get to bleed you dry even more, so to speak. You look at Miss Minutes, for example, she has 16 positions on her clock face instead of the normal 12, and notice how there's no minutes or hours hand rotating around, or even a seconds hand. Then there are even more connections to the quantum realm. When you look at the Hunters and Loki use TVA technology like the wands they use to disintegrate people or the TemPads to open portals, all the energy that they give off seems like the same color as the quantum energy from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and when Iron Man manipulates quantum energy to activate his time travel pad during Avengers Endgame. Like I said, Marvel basically canonized in those movies that the quantum energy, quantum realm, is the only way to time travel in the MCU. The only thing that's different movie to movie, series to series, is the way people manipulate that energy to time travel. But that's why Marvel's biggest time travel villain, Kang the Conqueror himself, is the main villain of Ant-Man 3 Quantumania, because it's all about the quantum realm, and because you need quantum energy, the quantum realm, to time travel in the MCU. So pretty easy prediction to make that Kang will be using quantum energy in the quantum realm as a big plot device to quote-unquote conquer, as the name implies.
There's so much we didn't know about this place, Henry. Worlds upon worlds, entire civilizations, far more than we ever theorized.
In keeping with tradition, like all other Marvel movies that have come before, he'll probably be a little bit different from the comic book version of Kang. Just to make him a little more sympathetic, they'll give him a tragic backstory so that you identify with him a little bit more. But it's the same basic premise. He manipulates time travel for his own personal gain. If you're not a big comic book reader, he is the longtime love interest of Renslayer in the comics, who we've been watching this whole time march to the beat of the Timekeepers for what's probably hundreds of years, based on how old the younger agents are. We'll get a little bit more of Renslayer's backstory in the next couple of episodes of Loki, but the way they've explained her so far, Gugu Mbatha-Raw has talked about her character, is that she started out as a variant like everyone else. She eventually became a hunter, then over time worked her way up the ladder getting promotions until she eventually became a judge. So she's been at the TVA longer than Mobius and most of the other characters. In the comics, there was a subplot where Kang was also searching multiple alternate realities, alternate timelines, for one where Renslayer was still alive after his own version of her died. The Quantum Realm is like a nexus of the multiverse, so to speak, a gateway to the multiverse, alternate realities, in addition to alternate places in the timeline. Like Janet Van Dyne warned Ant-Man, don't get sucked into a time vortex, you could wind up anywhere in any kind of alternate reality. They've been making several references to Nexus events, Nexus on WandaVision. So given all these really deep connections between the Quantum Realm and the TVA, is the Timekeeper Citadel really the Quantum City or part of the Quantum City or even a separate place inside the Quantum Realm? Because it seems like you don't get time travel without using the Quantum Realm in some way. Well, right now, just based on all the evidence and some of the things the producers of the Ant-Man Marvel movies have said in the past and the Loki producers, one, I think that the Quantum City is going to be a totally different place than the Timekeeper Citadel. Physically, it does look a little bit different, but obviously the teaser from Ant-Man and the Wasp is something that they're going to follow up on during Ant-Man 3. And if you look at the Timekeeper Citadel here, it looks like the space beyond their protective shielding is perpetually dark, as if it's in outer space, not inside this very colorful space of the Quantum Realm. It's like an explosion of color down here. And also on top of that, in the comics, the Quantum City and the Time Citadel are meant to be completely different places. Like at no point during any of the stories where the TVA shows up in the Marvel comics do they ever reference the Quantum Realm. The Quantum City in the comics is the place where the Micronauts originally lived. Now, Marvel lost the license to them, I believe, because I think that they belonged to Mattel or Hasbro or something like that. But there were other insectoid creatures that lived down in the Quantum City. It's not a bunch of humans just walking around. And at least so far, just based on all the evidence, it seems like the TVA is entirely made up of almost humans as far as we can tell. The only aliens that we've seen so far are the ones that they've arrested. Like Loki, the Skrull here, young Sylvie in the flashbacks. Technically, Loki and Sylvie are aliens because they're frost giants. But also on top of that, in the comics, the full name of this citadel here is the Citadel at the End of Time, and it's called that because it very literally exists at the moment before the heat death of the universe, like the vanishing point of the timeline. And at least originally, the Loki producers on the TV show made it sound like the TVA was supposed to exist in its own pocket dimension outside of the sacred timeline, so that it'd be protected from the changes to the timeline. Like we see Sylvie messing with the sacred timeline, creating all those branch realities. None of that would affect the people walking around the TVA Citadel here. So at least for right now, without more evidence, I'll say the TVA is not inside the Quantum Realm, but everything they do, all their tech, and the way they do things, the way they operate, is completely based on the Quantum Realm and quantum energy. And that doesn't even get into the larger mystery behind the Timekeepers, Miss Minutes, or Kang the Conqueror. I will do new videos about all those things after the next few episodes when they start revealing more clues and Easter eggs. The pace of the Loki episodes is moving through the plot pretty fast, so I think that they'll reveal some big things about the Timekeepers during episode 4. The funny connection between Kang the Conqueror and Iron Man's time travel machine in the MCU, though, is that in the comics, Kang the Conqueror started out as a normal historian named Nathaniel Richards in the distant future, like thousands of years in the future, and he was a descendant of Reed Richards' father, also named Nathaniel Richards. And because he had access to historical databases, he uncovered plans for Reed Richards' old time machine that he created back during the 20th century, remade it, and used it for his initial time travel mission to go back and become the Rama Tut character. Later, he wound up becoming the Kang the Conqueror character, but initially he started out using Reed Richards' time travel machine that he just rebuilt. So in the way that Marvel movies change a lot of characters' backstories, it would be cool if they use Iron Man's time travel machine as an Easter egg for Kang the Conqueror's backstory. But everyone let me know in the comments, do you think that the TVA is meant to be inside the Quantum Realm? My full Loki Episode 4 video is going to post Wednesday, just like normal. Also, a new Rick and Morty Season 5 Episode 2 video posting tomorrow. So everyone click here for my full Loki Episode 4 trailer video, and click here for my full Loki Episode 3 video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys tonight.